And so right now, that is the fight we have here. And I think we are seeing it more and more clearly. I think we have a lot of really talented people that are fighting hard for that here in this state. And I think we have some real opportunities to turn the tide of what's going on across the country. And while I have never been so scared for this country, I do feel like the forces are gathering to fight against this. And I do think that New Jersey is the epicenter of how we can do that. So I really appreciate all of you, because I think it's spoken to so many of you over the years at different events. And I think it would be easy for all of you to become very insular, to decide, you know what, this country's never going to make us feel welcome, so we're just going to go to work, and then we're going to just stay with our community, and we're just going to take care of our own community. And I don't know if it's because of the Muslim religion. I don't know if it's simply because you have a great, strong community that has done well in many ways in this country, but I don't see that in this community. I see again and again a level of empathy that I don't find in a lot of different people. A drive to continue to try to make this country better in the vision of what so many of us were brought up in. And so I really do appreciate that, because that requires hope, that requires empathy, that requires leadership in the community, and that requires a love of a country that, as my daughter was saying, who is in the military now, and we have a Secretary of Defense who is incompetent and really attacking women in the military, as my daughter would say, a country that I love so much and hasn't always loved me back. So thank you. Thank you all so much. I really
Very well. Thank you. Thank you. Congresswoman. I just want to introduce Brother Naim. There's no word introduced to it. He's my co-sponsor, and I really want to appreciate what he's done for the community, just for the community, not only here, abroad. Doesn't matter what opinion it is, he's always there to help the community to get to another level. Thank you. So we'll take some questions. I don't want long questions, if I may. It should be short. And so she has to leave in a few minutes, so we can do it. Professor, go ahead.
Hi, Congressman. Nice to have you here. So when you started as a congresswoman in office with the Blue Dogs, and now we've seen an evolution in your political ideology. I mean, we're looking at Kathy Hochul, who's changed quite a bit because of the restricting issues in Texas. So do you feel like you're going to move more towards an activist stance because, as you mentioned, democracy is really here?
So, I largely started as a Blue Dog because I knew I was going to have to take some hard stances for New Jersey in Congress. For example, I knew I wasn't going to vote for Nancy Pelosi. I respect her. I think she's done a lot of great work. I also think that we need new leadership. And I knew that the caucus that was willing to take on tough fights, even if it went against the Democratic Party, I knew that group was the Blue Dogs. I would say that I found at some point the Blue Dogs to be somewhat limiting in their own way, where I was fighting some things in the Democratic caucus, I was fighting Blue Dogs on other things, and it just felt as if, so I left that caucus a couple Congresses ago. I had suggested some reforms to them and to be part of it. I would say that I've always had a bit of an activist stance by standing up for things that I thought we should do. And I think it's always interesting to come into an organization that you're not completely aligned with and to see it very clearly. I've been a Democrat my whole life. I feel very issues, but in my mind, the Democratic Party, the reason I'm a Democrat is because I think good government can deliver to people on a whole range of issues, from economic stability to civil rights. And so my constant focus is how to do that. And I'm constantly triangulating where the fight is and how to take it on most appropriately. I had hoped, my whole theory of the case in my first term was that I would run for Congress, I would deliver really good government through a broad bipartisan group of people, and in doing so, reform Congress. In only my second term, I was named the most effective member from the New Jersey delegation, which I was happy about. I have in no way reformed Congress. It has gotten only worse. And so there is a big shift. I mean, right now, I've been pretty clear. People ask me all the time, are you gonna work with Trump or stand against Trump? I'm like, I mean, this guy, he's, the art of the deal to him is to extract as much for himself personally, not the country, and leave you in a worse place. Nobody ever gets a good deal from that. So I think in New Jersey, we have to come up with ways to stand against him, and I'm believing in it. As we see the vacuum that he has created with executive power from Washington, I think New Jersey has to fill that with state power, and I'm willing to do that by the court system. I'm willing to do that through having people in the streets as much as possible. I think the No Kings Days, for example, have been great. I think more people in the streets would be better. And I'm willing to do that as we continue to work on all the ways in which we can stand in the way of his agenda. I don't know if that answered your question. I guess the answer is sort of yes, but again, it's always trying to just deliver for people here.
Yes, I want to ask you something. It's very disturbing for us as a Muslim, as an American, as a human being, to see what is happening in Gaza. And our victor and the Hungary ambassador, they went on the television denying that there is no starvation, there is nobody is dying there. That's the kind of leadership we have right now. I know there are supporters, there are reasons,
वैसे ओके किया मैंने
we need to do more than that.
Can I ask everybody, please do not record, please do not have your cameras on.